Hi, I'm Joe Telstra, and I'm another manager here at Local Foods, and I'm in charge of the hydroponics and aquaponics for our school here.
Joe, what is the difference between hydroponics and aquaponics? And can you explain it to me or teach me about that?
Yeah, sure. So the main difference between aquaponics and hydroponics is the use of fish for nutrients. So in hydroponics, you have just store-bought nutrients that are in the water, and the plants go and take that up. But in aquaponics, you're using the nutrients that the fish are providing for the plants. So this is a hydroponic system. They call it a Dutch bucket system. And as it works, it takes nutrients from a reservoir down here, and then it slowly drips them down into the plants. And then in here is where we keep the plants. And this is just a mixture of lava rock and perlite, and that just acts as a way for the plants to grip onto something so they can get their roots out and get the water. Yeah, just inside this little thing is a little okra seed, and eventually this will grow into a big plant that'll be able to produce okra for everybody.
Can you reuse that rock from one year to the next?
Yep, we do reuse all of our rock, and you just have to go through a sanitation process to get any bad junk off of it or diseases that had been piling up over time. I use a 10% bleach solution, and then I wash them, and then I let them bake in the sun for a little bit so the UV rays will kill anything that's left over.
How long do the plants actually stay in this? Do they stay from seed to full production?
Yep, it's all one plant right in there. You start it right in the pot, and then they'll grow up, and yeah, you harvest right from there.
Okay, now, how about aquaponics?
So in aquaponics, we have usually fish on the bottom is how we like to do it, and then the nutrients will go through the fish, and that gets pumped up to a bed above it, where they will end up having, the plants will end up being inside the water, and they'll grow roots down and through it, and then that bed also functions as a filter to get out all bad substances that are in it. It's mainly ammonia, and yeah, so nutrients will be taken out of the fish water, and then the fish will have nice clean water, and the plants will have nutrients that they need. We have to take the chlorine out of the water, otherwise the fish will not do very well. It really stresses them out and can even potentially kill them. We have had problems in the past where we didn't know that there was so much chlorine that was going to be in the water, and it ended up we lost a couple of fish, and that was kind of a sad deal, so.
Are there certain kinds of fish that you have to use for the system?
No, any fish will work. We use goldfish. We're even using a lot of common house fish, angelfish, goldfish. We had some platies at one point, and we had a big tank which held 25-year-old koi, and those really worked well too. A lot of people use tilapia or other fish that you can eat after you grow them up for a couple of years, so then you get the added benefit of the protein from the fish and all the nutrients from the plants.
Where do you get your fish from?
The house fish we got from an aquarium locally in town, but yeah, as for things like tilapia, you have to get them offline.
How long do you keep the fish and grow them here?
It depends. For in the future, once we get tilapia or something, those will only be a couple of years because you don't want to grow them for too long because then the meat starts to taste weird. But yeah, the koi and the other more decorative varieties that you're not meant to eat, those you can keep forever and just keep using them over their natural lifespan.
Do you keep this active in the winter too?
We try to. We run into problems with light. It's warm enough in here to grow plants, but yeah, it's more of a light issue. So when it gets to the dead of winter, that January, December area, there's not really enough light to get the plants going without any supplemental light. Once you get into that early spring season, when the light really starts, the days are lengthening to 8 hours or so. Stuff really just takes off from there. So,
what do you do with your fish in the wintertime?
We keep them in here since it's heated in this greenhouse, so they really don't have too much of a problem. Just feed them, business as usual, basically.
Do you have to feed the fish food in addition to the nutrients in the water?
Yep, that's where most of the nutrients come from. That's the only input really for aquaponics is the fish, and then they digest that, and that's how the nutrients get into the water for the plants. We just feed them just generic fish food. So yeah, they do all the other work themselves, them and the bacteria in it, so
How often do you have to feed the fish?
daily.
Okay,
Yep.
one time?
One time a day, yep.
Okay.
But yeah, it depends on some species and different like age. You know, if they're really young, you're gonna want to feed them a couple times a day because they really need that nutrients to get themselves growing and stuff. So
Are there some plants that work better in an aquaponics and a hydroponics system than others?
yeah, a lot of times, especially like now as it is, it's sort of a newer thing. You know, a lot of times people will grow herbs, they'll grow leafy greens, and then with certain types like Dutch buckets, a lot of people use viney plants for that. So you got your cucumbers and, you know, peas and stuff like that. But yeah, mostly the most common things to grow are salad greens and herbs right now.
And why is that?
I think it's mainly just because, you know, a quick turnover time. They're easy to like keep in there. You know, you don't want to keep them too long, and you get like better growth and just easier to harvest and all that kind of stuff.
So Joe, do you have to take care of all of these, or do you have the other students that help too?
I take care of most of it right now, but yeah, it is a lot. I need to find somebody else to help me with this, and you know, so later down the road, somebody can also take care of this after I'm out of here. So.